Ideological change. In other words, what does that mean? In 23 years, what people, their purpose in life, what they love, what they hate, how they eat, how they sleep, their economics, their politics, their sociology, their relationships with women, their relationships with their parents, their relationships with each other among themselves, their inheritance laws, their dress code, the way they go to the bathroom, the way they clean themselves, everything changed. Everything changed. In how long? 23 years. You're not supposed to ask what changed in 23 years. You know what you're forced to ask? What didn't change? You're forced to ask that question. What did not change in 23 years? Subhanallah. It is an unprecedented change in human history, the likes of which have never ever been brought by violence. There is no example in human history that a change like that has been produced by violence. Never. Never. So the agnostic claim that Islam spread through violence, or the Messenger himself gave victory to Islam by the primary vehicle for which was violence, in and of itself is hollow. And here's one last thing, and I'm done inshallah ta'ala, is about the Battle of Badr. The Battle of Badr, which came up in Surah Al-Anfal. And also the precursor to it was mentioned in Al-Baqarah. You see, in the Battle of Badr, there's few of us and many of them. And we know the spiritual reason why we were given victory. Allah Azza wa Jal gave us victory. The angels, the help of the angels came. We know all of this. But here's a political science reason, a worldly reason also, in addition to these reasons. This is not a negation of these reasons, it's an addition to them. Who were we fighting? The Quraysh. The Quraysh. Do the Quraysh know who they're fighting? Yeah, because a good number of them are also Quraysh. Right? So they're fighting their own people. A lot of the people who are, the 1,000 that are fighting on behalf of Quraysh, a lot of them know the Muslims for a very long time. And especially Muhammadur Rasulullah, they know him for a very long time. Okay? Now, they know that they never stole from them, they never cheated them, they never, came after their lives and their properties. They know that who had been the criminal all along? They themselves. Do they have moral, the moral support to actually go and fight them? When you fight a battle, you have to have sort of a moral justification. We're doing this for freedom. We're doing this for our nation. We're doing this for this or that or the other thing. Do they have that, or are they saying we're killing them now? First we took their homes, then we tortured them for them just saying Ahad. We tortured them for that reason, and now we're going to try to kill them even though they're our own people. And they're saying things that we deep in our hearts, we feel like it's the wrong thing too. And now we're going to go kill them? In other words, what did they not have? Moral strength, morale. An army depends on what? Morale. And that morale, their morale was empty. It was empty. It was refueled after Badr because they said, oh, they beat us, we got to beat them back. That's a new morale. But originally they had no morale at all to go and fight with the Muslims. Actually, we learn that in the debate before Badr, among the kuffar, among themselves, there were some who said, look, if he gets Medina and he starts spreading and he gets more powerful, hey, more power to us, he's Quraysh after all. So why should we fight him? And others said, no, we have to get rid of this threat. And then those who wanted to fight him, like Abu Jahl and whatnot, that group, they won because of that incident right outside of Mecca, where there was a skirmish. They said, okay, no, they fought us, so we have to go against them. Right? But they didn't have moral justification like the believers did, subhanAllah. The believers had moral justification from a religious point of view, they were commanded. And even from a worldly, secular, United Nations point of view, their homes had been taken. They were the ones that were out, they were the ones who were oppressed and expelled from their own land, to which they had a birthright. They were born in that land. They had a birthright to that land and to be able to live there freely and to practice the religion that they chose, as all the other Arabs did at that time. Right? So, I shared this with you, and in conclusion, I shared this with you because a lot of times these kinds of things are being propagated and the Muslim doesn't know, we don't know how to respond, we don't even know how to think about it. We don't think about it clearly. And if we do, wallahi, every single attack on Islam, every single one of them, you name it, if it's the rights of women, inheritance laws, whatever it may be, slavery, whatever you think is controversial about Islam, if you truly study it, you will find every alternative to it is controversial. And what Allah's deen brings is the clearest, most decent path. If it was explained properly, it would appeal to anyone with an ounce of decency. May Allah Azza wa Jal give us the ability to explain the deen of Allah with clarity to the non-Muslims. May Allah Azza wa Jal open their hearts to Islam and make ourselves and our children a vehicle by which Islam is delivered to this land. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayka, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.